Hello. Today we will be reviewing the navigation of the new interface which Kik will be implementing on their Vintara application. When you enter into the home page, it does look a lot different than the old interface. You can see that there's a navigation menu along the left-hand side that today I will be reviewing with you so you have a better idea of how to use the application. On the right-hand top screen, you'll see there are three choices. One is My Profile. That will take you to your username and password so you can change your password. The second is Contact Admin, which sends an email automatically to your application administrator. And finally, you have the Logout, which is how you should actually exit the Vintara application when you are using it each time you exit. Over to the left in the top, you'll notice a back arrow. The back arrow is not part of the Vintara application. It is part of the internet. The back arrow is not to be used to navigate while you're in the application. Vintara has its own application, Vintara has its own navigation screens. One of them is called an action menu, which appears on each one of the documents when you open it. And that is how you will actively participate in navigating the Vintara application. So don't use the back arrow. All right, as we look over to the left, you'll see the navigation screen, or the navigation menu, I should say. What I've done is I've clicked on Documents, and clicking the little plus sign will open up the views for the Document Center. There are three types of activities within the Document Center. The first one is Views, the second one is Create, and if you're an application administrator, you can see the Configuration Center. If you want to search for a document and know, say, for example, the title of the document or a word in the title, you can always use the search, which is the fastest way to get around in the application. If I click search, for example, and I type in the word new and click OK, the application will do the search for you, and it will actually load data that has the word new in it. It is going to take a little bit of time because I'm sure there are a lot of documents that are new. Let's take a look at this one. Let's go to Policy, and somewhere in these views that did populate, for example, here's new. You can see that the word new was one of the choices. Okay, so that's how you use the search option. Now, another thing that's happened, I'm going to go ahead and click on, say, Issued Documents. Okay, and again, it might take just a second for it to populate. You do have a lot of data. And what I'm going to do is go into the Type EPA registration info, which has 19 documents. Use the little plus sign. And now at this point, what I might want to do is I might want to start sorting a different way or viewing things differently. Now you can always click and pull. For example, the columns can be moved anywhere you want. If you want to see standard in between owner and author, and maybe you want the document over here between author and location, you can drag and drop to create a temporary view. It will not be permanent. When you come into the application the next time, it will revert back to the permanent order that the application has, and it will not revert to your temporary. But once again, you can always move things around and put them in different places temporarily. The other thing that you want to be aware of is each one of the columns has a little down arrow to the far right. And when you click on that down arrow, you're going to see several choices. The Sort Ascending and Sort Descending, of course, will sort in numerical order, sort ascending and descending. Or if I went in again and I wanted to sort in descending order, it will, of course, start then with the highest number first. Maybe I want to say I only want to see documents. That's not a good idea. Let's go over to the owner. Maybe when I'm looking at the owners, I'm going, you know, I want to see everything Justin Lowe has as the owner. So I can group by this field. Simply by clicking group by this field, I will see a new choice. And here I can see everything that's owned by Pierce Dredden, everything that's owned by Justin Lowe. And moving up and down in the application, you now have a completely different way of looking at things. Just as well, you might click on the type and you want to show it grouped by this field. And then over to the far left, you'll see that you are seeing things grouped by type. Okay, so be aware of that functionality. Let's do another type of drop down. The other option here is maybe you're looking at this view and you're thinking, I really don't want to see all of these columns. It's just hindering my progress. Maybe you're going to export to Excel. So let's go ahead and say that you don't want to see the author anymore. You don't want to see the type anymore, and you don't want to see the location anymore. Okay, so now we've got a much smaller screen. Now what I can do is I can open up, for example, the EPA registration info. Over to the top left it says copy to clipboard. When I choose copy to clipboard, it will ask me if I want to actually access the clipboard and read information. If you do allow access, what happens is the information is copied and then you're free to open up Excel and paste it. All right, so the functionality is there to do that. So you can see that the views themselves offer a lot of different functionality. Now, if I leave these views and I want to go into create a new document, there will be no changes that you see in the documents themselves. So if I click on new document now, what will appear is the same thing that you're used to seeing in the Keek application when you do create a new document. So the display will show that a new document is being created. Hold on one second. This is just taking a little longer than I expected. And I'm sure that you're familiar with these views because it's the same screen that you've always had. Okay, so don't be intimidated. It's the navigation menu is just a little bit different, but I guarantee you that it actually gives you a lot more choices and ways to do things and present things. So what we're going to do right now, now that I've gone over that information, is we're going to go to the Actions menu. Got a little delay here.